Masterclass in partnership with L'OCCITANE. Now, I'm Lisa Oxenham, the Beauty and Style Director of Marie Claire, and I'm joined today by beauty expert Adeola Gboyega, who believes in investing time and energy into great skincare. Now, despite most of us spending more time at home more than ever before, our skin is still facing battles, and that includes extra stress, broken sleep, more time spent exercising outside, which is obviously great for mental and physical health, but wind whipping the skin can really dehydrate. And of course, there's the problem with central heating, which will also encourage transepidermal water loss. Now, using targeted daily skincare is the perfect way to fortify and protect skin, but sometimes you want to give it a little bit more, which is where these L'OCCITANE facial masterclasses come in. Now, L'OCCITANE is a personal favourite of mine, not only because it's efficacious and the products feel and smell so yummy, it's a massive, massive treat. It's also because they have such an amazing sustainable approach to harnessing the best natural ingredients while protecting nature. So here are two facials that will work wonders on dry or dehydrated skin right now. We'll start with Mariana. Now, this facial, we're using L'OCCITANE's Shea range, which is great for dry skin. It contains natural shea butter that comforts, nourishes, and protects. And it's very suitable for sensitive skin too. So, Adeola, can you start by talking us through the steps, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Lisa. So obviously, first step to great skin is cleansing. One of my favorite products that L'OCCITANE does is the micellar water. It's a 3-in-1. The products are here. You've got the actual pump version, which I literally have right beside my bedside table. I have my cotton pads ready, and when I'm ready to kind of, get on ready for the day, I literally just wipe it off. It removes everything. Eye makeup, face, waterproof mascara, it's fantastic. But I love that if you obviously finish off with this, you can go straight in with an eco version and refill, which is a great idea. So good. I love it.
And then the second step.
Yes. Second step we're going to go in is with the oil. Now, I love this oil because it contains shea butter. You've actually got 5% shea butter. And one of the great things about L'OCCITANE is it actually tells you how much of the shea butter that you have in there, which is a really great way to kind of see your sort of percentages and dosages as well. It's a really great antioxidant to protect the skin. You take a few droplets, massage it into the skin, and it's a really great way, especially if you're going on your daily walks, to kind of protect your skin against the elements. Like you said earlier, Lisa, about the wind whipping against your skin, it can really wreak havoc on your skin. So I love it. And also as well, it's a great way to highlight the skin. It just gives you that beautiful, beautiful glow. So a couple of drops, massage into the skin. You can see it there being applied, and look at that glow it gives the skin. It's absolutely stunning. Love this product.
Is the more percentage of shea butter, the better, Adeola?
Yes, yeah, definitely. And from where I'm from West Africa, Nigeria. Like, we've used shea butter for years. It's one of the best things to protect your skin. It's great to keep the skin supple and moisturized and nourished, but also most importantly protected, which is so important at this time of the year where it's so cold and there's a lot of sort of heat and damage and all that kind of stuff at the moment. So it's great.
Absolutely. Okay, so step 3.
Yeah, so step 3, we're going to go in with the moisturizer. Now, this is a really beautiful moisturizer from L'OCCITANE. This is great because it has 5% shea butter in there, but you've also got SPF 15, which is so important. So you've got that UV protection. Again, such a beautiful, lightweight moisturizer. I mean, I just love how beautifully this goes into the skin without feeling too heavy. Again, you're going to get that vitamin E protection, which is a great antioxidant to protect against the elements. So things like sun damage, UV rays, pollution. It's so important that you have an SPF in your daily routine. And I love that, even with my deeper skin tone, look how beautifully that's gone into my skin. No grey cast whatsoever.
It's really beautiful. I use this when I go jogging actually in the morning, and you definitely can't tell there's an SPF in that. It is
not at all.
Okay,
so beautiful.
Step 4.
Then we're going to go in with the lip balm, which I think is fantastic. Again, it's really important. The same way that you're going to look after your face, you want to look after your lips. Your lips are very thin, the texture of them as well in terms of the skin. This has again got that sort of shea butter in it. It's really, really moisturizing. It's going to protect the skin as well. What's great about shea butter is that it's a natural sort of UV protectant against the sun. So it's really good, especially if you're going to be out in the elements, to protect the lips as well, which is so important. And it's so moisturizing. moisturizing. You know, I find myself literally constantly putting it on, which I absolutely love. So great to have in your handbag, or, you know, whilst you're doing your Zooms throughout the day, have it beside your desk to kind of top up to make sure that your lips aren't getting dry or chapped during this season.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. This is organic as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, which is a really, really great thing. I love how lots of times, you know, sustainably source their ingredients, which I think is fantastic.
And what about if you need a nighttime fix, if you want to top up or boost your skincare at nighttime?
So this is the Immortelle Overnight Serum, which is one of L'OCCITANE's best sellers. What's beautiful about this is that every single person that I've spoken about has raved about it. I absolutely love it as well. What's great is that it has the Immortelle flower in there. And, you know, when they sustainably source this flower, what they found is that even when it's picked, it doesn't kind of wilt or, you know, sort of change the way that it's vibrant in terms of the flower. So they actually pick that and put it in here. It's a serum and oil hybrid. So it's also very, very hydrating. You just literally wake up to the most beautiful, plump and hydrated skin. So you can actually use it after your moisturizer at nighttime or before as well. But it's a really great way to kind of rejuvenate and regenerate the skin with some great antioxidant properties in there as well.
Adeola, how do you use this? Do you use it after you've washed your face? Is it best to use it on like damp skin or on very dry skin? How would you normally
Damp skin, definitely. So think about, you know, like a sponge, you know, it attracts that moisture and locks it in. So when your skin is nice and damp, then you can go straight in with this and it literally just goes into the skin. And also remember, you know, go from your thinnest products all the way to your thickest. If you are going to use the oil, for example, apply the oil after and then go in with the overnight serum beforehand.
Oh, right, okay, that's interesting. Great. Yeah, because everybody I've spoken to about this recently say it's a miracle product and they wake up with really lovely glowing skin.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Great. Okay, and then let's go on to our second masterclass, which is for dehydrated skin. So we're using the Aqua Réotier range for this, and this boosts hydrated skin and leaves the skin really plump. So it's great if you've got fine lines, dehydration lines.
Yeah, it's a beautiful range. And what's great is that, you know, there is a big difference between dry skin and dehydrated skin. So with your dry skin, you're essentially lacking in your lipids and your sort of moisture in the skin. You haven't got enough oil. Whereas when you're dehydrated, you're lacking in water. So this range, the Aqua range, is fantastic for anyone that's really lacking in that hydration. So if you're lacking in that water, and the great thing is that anybody can, you know, have that. So depending on what skin type you are, whether you're oily, whether you're a combination, you can still have dehydrated skin, and this is a beautiful range that you can use. So the cleanser is amazing. It's literally like a drink of water for your skin. It's a really lightweight sort of foaming cleanser. It doesn't strip your skin. You add a bit of water and just massage it in, and it literally feels super cooling, and it's a great way to kind of unwind after a very long day doing your Zoom calls.
So what temperature of water would you recommend?
So this is a great question. You know, it's really important that you don't use anything that's going to be too hot, because obviously that can, you know, cause dryness, and obviously you can lose a lot of hydration. So very lukewarm water would be important, because again, you still want to be able to emulsify and get that sort of cleanser working. So nothing too cold or nothing too hot.
Okay, great. And there's quite a big trend for putting ice cubes on the skin at the moment. Is that actually good for the skin? What would you say?
I mean, one thing I would say is that, you know, too much of anything is bad. And I think if you're using too much of a cold product on the skin, it's not going to have, you know, great benefits. I've had loads of therapy and sessions, you know, for example, facials, and, you know, cryotherapy is such a big thing where they literally use like, you know, cold mist on the skin, which is amazing for boosting circulation, but in a very, very sort of light form, nothing too heavy and nothing too direct over a certain area of the skin.
Okay, that's interesting. The second step then?
The second step is the eye gel, which is amazing. You know, we're constantly looking at screens at the moment. You know, our eyes can be very puffy. What's so great about this eye gel is that you can see here is that you've got those 3 roller balls. You can keep this in the fridge as well. Really good for decongesting around the eye area. You can really practice that lymphatic drainage. So really going in that outwards and upwards motion. And it's a really great cooling eye cream if you're suffering with dark circles and puffiness under the eyes. Really, really love this. It's beautiful.
Okay, so you'd start from the inner eye, and then you'd go
and draining upwards. Exactly, yeah. So around that orbital bone as well.
And then what
the
about
next step?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry. What about
yeah,
on
you
top
could
of the
definitely do it on the
eyelids?
top of the eyelids as well. Yeah, definitely on the top of the eyelids. I would say do that more so in the evening. In the daytime, if you are going to be wearing, for example, eye makeup, you don't want to obviously have anything too greasy on the eyelids, because naturally the eyelids can be quite oily. So yeah, just keep it on the bottom part of the eye for the day, and then at night time you can do the underneath and the top as well.
Okay, that's really interesting. Thank you. Right, number 3.
So next is the essence, which is fantastic. And remember we were talking earlier, Lisa, about how when the skin is very moist, it's able to kind of like attract moisture and bind everything in. That's the beauty of this essence. So essentially, after you cleanse your skin, you go in with the actual essence, and it literally just like adds that sort of hydration to the skin. So it means that all of the other products that you apply were able to kind of go in deeply. What's beautiful about this range is that you've got your glycerin in there, which is really good for sort of, attracting moisture to the skin, your hyaluronic acid to bind moisture, and you've also got the calcium, which helps to retain the moisture. So it's a really sort of jam-packed range full of hydration, which is something that we all need at the moment. It's like a drink of water for the skin. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And so, sorry, how do you apply this?
So I would say don't worry about using a cotton pad with this. Just literally get it onto your hands, really warm it in, and then you can see with the model how she's literally pressing it into the skin. That'll be the best way to apply it. So literally just pressing it into the skin like so, warming it up with your fingers first of all. That's the best way to do it.
Fantastic. Okay, step number 4.
Step 4 is the Thirst Quenching Moisturizer. Now, this is a really lovely moisturizer because it's literally so full of hydration. It's very lightweight. So if you've got any men in your life as well that don't want anything that's too greasy on their skin, this is a really beautiful moisturizer as well. Super, super lightweight. It's literally like a sorbet. It goes into the skin. It's a lovely cream gel technology that just literally blends in so beautifully. Doesn't feel too heavy at all. So warm it up between your fingers and massage it into the skin. And look at that glow. Absolutely gorgeous.
No, it's so hydrating, isn't it?
So hydrating.
I absolutely love the smell of this.
Yeah. In fact, all of the L'OCCITANE products smell absolutely beautiful. That's the beautiful thing about the range. It literally feels like a treat after a long day. You actually look forward to using the products and unwinding to get you ready for your evening, which is really, really lovely.
So the step 5 then, which is the final step for this facial.
So you actually have the mist, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Now, the great thing about the mist is that, again, throughout the day, you can lose a little bit of hydration. You can reset that with this beautiful mist that's really nice and fine. So if you're sat, at your desk, you're thinking that you need a bit of a pick-me-up, this is the most beautiful mist. It's also great for setting your makeup as well. But look at the glow and the radiance it gives the skin. It's absolutely beautiful. Again, it's that hydration. And I love the way that it makes my skin look afterwards, which is absolutely amazing. So I love this. When's the best time to have a facial, would you say? I would say, if you're going to do anything like this, the evening is a great time because you have a little bit more time than the morning. And what's great about the evening time is that that's when your skin is naturally regenerating itself. So that's when you really want to take a bit more time to kind of really assess your skin and give yourself that lovely treat of applying your products, taking a bit of me time, but it also sets you up for success that when you wake up in the morning, you have that really beautiful, radiant, glowing skin. Yeah, okay, fantastic. And of course, then you can use this again as well to boost your faciel. Exactly. You'll see that at the end of all of our facials that we're going to be using this because it's such a great booster. And especially if you feel that your skin's really lacking in that sort of glow and radiance, this is a fantastic serum to have after all of the facials that we do.
Okay, brilliant. Now, I've had a few questions come in. So do you recommend using facials if you have oily skin? Definitely, yeah. One thing about oils is that, like attracts like. So if you naturally have very oily skin, applying an oil to your skincare routine actually allows the skin to feel a little bit more balanced. So it doesn't have to produce as much oil. I myself have a very oily skin, but I love using an oil at nighttime. So maybe as opposed to using it in the day, you can use your oil at night. And the beautiful thing about the comforting oil is that it's super lightweight. Not all oils are made the same. So a very lightweight one that doesn't feel too greasy will really, really pay dividends for you. Okay, brilliant. And will using micellar water dry out my skin?
Not at all. I mean, this one is a really beautiful formulation. What's also great about it is that you've got zinc. So if you do find that you're prone to breakouts, you know, with us wearing the masks, we're suffering with a lot with masking at the moment. It's super refreshing. You've got cucumber, which is also very hydrating. So again, just look at formulas that don't contain alcohol, that are very lightweight, that don't feel too stripping or drying on the skin. And also as well, remember, this is all about having that hydration in the skin at the same time. And that's the great thing about this formula, is that it's cleansing your skin, but also hydrating at the same time.
Okay, brilliant. And then somebody's asked, do you have any special massage or application tips to make my face cream absorb into my skin better instead of just sitting on top?
Yeah, always warm the product up in between your fingers. That really allows the product to kind of, you know, move with the skin a little bit better. You can also add a little bit of oil. So the comfort oil is great. You can mix a little bit of that in with your moisturizer. And then literally what I love to do is literally just take like my knuckles and really work that into the skin using my fingers. Your fingers are your best tools because you have a natural warmth in your fingers that really allows the product to kind of, you know, blend into the skin a bit better and move a little bit better when you're massaging it. So never use dry fingers or hands. Always use a cream or an oil to give you that beautiful slip as well. And, you know, boosting that circulation with massage is going to give you that ultimate glow. It's one of the best things that you can ever do for your skin.
And would you say to do that every morning and night while you're applying your product?
Yeah, that's why I say your nighttime routine is one of the best times, because in the day, sometimes you don't always have enough time in the morning. You know, you're getting the kids ready for their day, you're getting yourself ready. Your nighttime is obviously your me time. So take a little bit of time. You know, this won't take you more than 15 minutes to do, or even less than that. And, you know, take some time to really massage the products in, give yourself that really lovely sort of facial massage that's going to make your skin look really, really nice and radiant.
Yeah, okay. And somebody just asked as well about targeting really dry patches, for example, on the chin, the jawline. How would you target those areas?
Definitely with the oil, I think that will make the biggest difference, because again, you're lacking in that moisture, you know, you're lacking in the lipids. So an oil is a really great way to kind of create that protective layer, but also to deeply nourish the skin. And the great thing is that if you find that you're still getting dry patches, even though you're moisturizing, you need something that's a little bit more rich in consistency. And that's where the oil is going to really come into place for you.
Okay, and would you say the reset oil, reset serum would be good for that too?
That's also great as well. That's also really going to help to boost the skin's barrier. And normally what you would find is if you have very dry skin, it's normally because you have a weakened barrier where your skin's not able to protect itself as much. So that's where the overnight booster is also great, because again, you've got your antioxidants in there, you've got the immortal flower as well, to really keep the skin really nice, rejuvenated and plump. You could even mix in a couple of drops of the oil in with this serum to really kind of boost the benefits if the skin's particularly dry.
Lovely, there's such great answers. Thank you so much. I've had
no problem
for dehydrated skin as well, so I'm going to ask you a few of these.
Yeah.
Any advice on how I can fix my dehydrated skin long term?
I think the biggest thing would be is all about, you know, assessing your skin regularly. So one thing that you can do is obviously use your fingers and do the dehydration test. And if you have a lot of those fine lines, those horizontal fine lines, it means that your skin is really, really lacking in hydration. So the Essence is a really great product to use, because again, you can layer that into your skincare routine. So if you've already got a great routine, you want to add a little bit of something in, this is great as well. And also as well, the moisturizer, because that's going to keep everything locked in and keep it in place. So the Essence is great to kind of, you know, add that extra bit of hydration in there and then lock everything in with the actual moisturizer to keep everything nice and moisturized.
Okay, brilliant. And why is it so important to stick to the same skincare routine? Would you say?
I don't think you have to stick with the same routine. I think it's more about assessing your skin on a daily basis, because your skin can change constantly. You know, some days my skin can be perfectly fine. It can, you know, thirdly, tendency to be a bit more oily, but it can also be dehydrated as well. So you can add products into your routine. I wouldn't say switch up your routine wholeheartedly, but, you know, really assess your skin, become your own expert and think, well, what does my skin need today? You know, I always say you wouldn't want to wear the same, you know, wardrobe of clothes all year round. You'd have, you know, your clothes for winter, you'd have the clothes for summer. It's the same sort of thing for your skin as well. Change up your routine, assess your routine and see what it is that you need with your skin.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Adeola. That was so interesting. We've got so many questions coming today. It's amazing.
Of course, thank you.
We'll be back at 6 p.m. this evening to talk about first signs of aging and also intelligent aging with both the Precious range and the Divine range, both by L'OCCITANE. So we'll see you again then for more question time. But thank you so much, Adeola. That's fascinating. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.